So if you prefer in your child's pose, you could always bring the arms by the side body, fingertips toward the heels. Otherwise, just resting the arms out in front. Make sure that the elbows are on the floor and the shoulders are just softening away from your ears. And take a few moments here to start to arrive in your body and in your breath. Begin to check in on where you're at today. What are you holding on to physically? What are you experiencing energetically in terms of your mood, your energy levels? Just taking a few moments to fully arrive on your mat. Relinquishing the day or the morning that you've had so far. And starting to become fully present. And when it feels right for you, just start to allow the breath to deepen a little bit further. Allowing the breath to balloon down into the belly. So maybe as you move the breath into that space of the body, the belly starts to expand onto the thighs. On your exhale, having a sense that gently the belly softens back toward the spine. Perhaps you can also feel that rise and fall in the chest as well. Maybe taking a restriction into the back of the throat. Switching on your Ujjayi breath, listening into that sound. So starting our practice in child's pose for me is always a really good place to start. Child's pose is always that kind of checkpoint during our practice. If it gets too much or if we just need a break or a bit of time to catch our breath back, we can always pop back into this space, into this posture. And it's so important that as we move through our practice, we're always moving with intention, listening into our body, listening into our intuition. The word vinyasa means to place in a special way. Sometimes when we're doing these dynamic practices, we kind of forget that. We're just throwing ourselves around the mat and it's all about ballistics rather than thinking about our placement of our feet. And also just that kind of element of being kind to our bodies and listening into what's going on for us. So maybe having an intention this morning just to keep checking in with yourself. To repeatedly ask yourself during your practice whether what you're doing is coming from a loving and constructive place. And if there's anything else that you need to work with today, whether it's an affirmation or an intention towards somebody else or something else, just take a moment and bring it into your heart space. Have a sense of breathing into that intention. Plant it like a seed in the subconscious mind, your motivator, your energy to carry you through. Taking a nice full breath in. And on your exhale, press down into the palms and gently, slowly start to bring yourself all the way up onto your all fours. Finding your way into a tabletop position, hands are underneath shoulders, knees are under hips. Keep the eyes closed if that feels good for you. Let's just move through a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So as you breathe in, drop the belly down. Right, allow the gaze to lift, the bottom to lift. And as you exhale, press through the palms and arch between your shoulder blades. Head is heavy. Inhale, belly drops. Gaze rises. And exhale, press the mat away. Make a C shape with the spine. Belly button draws in. Keep that going. Inhale to drop the belly down. And your exhale arches the spine. And just starting to move in time with your natural rhythm of breath. Noticing if there's any sticky points in your back today, anything that's feeling a little bit like it needs more attention. And as we take a few final rounds here, if there's any other movements that you want to make, please feel free. So it could be a little rotation through the torso. Maybe you're wiggling through the shoulders or the hips, or perhaps even swaying the head side to side or up and down. Just starting to ease out your body. Do whatever feels good for you. Again, remembering that this is your practice, this is your time. Let's take 2 more full breaths here. And on your exhale, starting to sit your bottom back onto the heels, tuck under the toes. We'll just do a little bit of screaming toe this morning. So make sure that the little toe gets tucked under as well. And you're sitting your bottom all the way back onto the heels, stacking the shoulders over top of the hips. If it becomes too much at any point, please feel free to untuck your toes. Otherwise, take a nice deep breath in and stretch your arms all the way up alongside your ears. Let's take hold of the left wrist with the right hand as we inhale, lengthening through the left side waist, and as we exhale, taking a side stretch toward the right. Relax the shoulders, maybe even relax the neck so the right ear starts to move toward right upper arm. But keep your left sit bone pressing down onto the left heel. Perhaps starting to feel the intensity in the toes building. So see if you can try to keep your attention in the upper body rather than in that sensation in your feet. Take 1 more full breath into left side body. Exhale draws you back up to the top. Take hold of right wrist with left hand this time. Inhale, reach up through the right arm, find length. Exhale, take your side stretch toward the left. Feel free to relax your neck, left ear, left shoulder. Right sit bone presses down toward right heel. And you're seeing how deeply you can expand your breath into your right side body. Unlock your jaw. 2 more full breaths into the right side. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Take your hands down to the floor, pat the tops of the feet onto the mat just to release the sensation from the toes. And then start to find your way to stillness through the feet when you feel a little more neutral, and turn your fingertips to face the outer edges of the mat. We'll take a few moments just to warm up the wrists, so gently starting to take your rock from left to right. Again, see if you can move with your breath, moving with intention. So inhale to go one way, exhale to go back in the opposite direction, keeping the palms of the hands flat to the floor as you move. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Keep spiraling the hands around until either the fingertips point back toward the knees, or maybe your hands are kind of slightly turned out still. And start to take your little rocks forwards and backwards now. Breathing all the way down into the wrists. Again, try and resist the urge of lifting the palm of the hand away from the floor. Good. On your next exhale, sit the bottom as far back toward the heels as you can comfortably, keeping the palms flat to the floor, and just breathe into that sensation, into the forearms, into the wrists. Unlock your jaw, soften into your shoulders. Excellent. Inhale, come forwards. Bring your hands to face the front again and sit back onto the heels one more time. Keep the toes untucked this time, unless you really want to take another round of screaming toe. Let's warm up the wrists. Give them a little bit of a shake to start. And from here, we'll begin our little starburst. So hands come out in front, have the palms facing the floor for the first round. Opening, closing the hands as quickly as you possibly can. Try to keep them both moving at the same time if that's possible. Mine always start to go a little bit funky after a few minutes. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms above the head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out to the side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms out in front. Turn your hands up this time and keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Above the head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out to the side. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Give it a shake, let it go. Maybe even interlace the fingers and just take a few little rotations through the wrists. Make sure that you go back one way and the other. Well done. Okie doke. From here, let's find our way back onto our hands and knees. I'd like you to bring the forearms down to the floor. So we'll come into dolphin just to start to warm up our upper body. Ensure the elbows are roughly underneath the shoulders and kind of keep them fairly narrow here. So they're going to want to do that anyway eventually. So you want to kind of start with them quite close to one another. You can interlace your fingers, you can have the arms parallel, do whatever feels right for you this morning. Press down through the forearms and begin to arch up between your shoulders. And you can either look straight down or maybe toward the thumbs. When you're ready, tuck under the toes, send your bottom nice and high, and gently start to walk your toes a little bit closer in toward your elbows. Now, nice deep breaths into the backs of your legs. You could even take a little pedal out through the feet here if that feels good, just starting to open up into your hamstrings, into your calves, taking your dolphin for a walk. Neck can be relaxed, head can be heavy, but obviously we've got the head off the floor. Good. Start to find your way to stillness through the feet if you took your little dolphin walks. And then on your inhale, I want you to come up onto the balls of the feet and start to bring your chin forwards. Now, if possible, see if you can stack your chin over top of your thumbs. On your exhale, press down through the forearms, chest toward thighs, find your dolphin looking back toward your toes. So a couple more times like that. Inhale, press the mat away, rock yourself forwards, bring the chin to stack over top of your thumbs. Exhale, press the mat away, chest through the arms towards the thighs. Last one, inhale, come forwards. Stack your chin over top of thumbs. Exhale, press all the way up and back. Excellent work. From here, start to walk your toes back, back, back until you find yourself in a little forearm plank. Draw the tummy in, press down, nice big breaths here. For 3, 2, and 1. Gently release your knees down to the floor. Take a moment if you need, maybe a nice big sigh out through the mouth. And then from there, start to make your way into your first downward facing dog. Curl under the toes, send the bottom high. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Try not to carry any tension in that space. Maybe there's a slight softness in the creases of your elbows as well. Reach back through your heels, take a nice deep inhale. Start to ripple upper body forwards into your high plank. Now think vinyasa to place in a special way. Gently lower your knees down to the floor. Elbows squeeze tight to side ribs. Lower yourself down to the mat with complete control. Inhale, moving into cobra pose. Lift the heart space away from the mat. Slide shoulders from ears. And exhale, lower your chest to floor. Tuck toes, send the bottom up and back. Downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Twice more like that. Inhale, ripple forwards, find your way to high plank. If you're ready for full vinyasa, full chaturanga, beg your pardon, keep the knees lifted, otherwise drop them down. On your exhale, lowering with control. Inhale, forwards into cobra, or lift the thighs and shins for up dog. And exhale all the way back into downward facing. Last round, inhale, ripple forwards, find high plank. Exhale through half or full chaturanga. Inhale, heart space forwards into cobra or up dog. And exhale, lift the bottom high into downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Full breath out, soften through the shoulders a little bit more. And then as you inhale, soften your knees, look forwards and step your feet to your hands. Find a forward fold here. The feet are a good hip distance apart. And I'd like you to take your first two fingers and your thumbs, wrapping them around the big toes, finding yogic toe lock. Inhale, lengthen through crown of head. Exhale, bend the elbows wide and take your forward fold. There's a sense that you are energetically drawing your heart space toward your thighs. Lengthen up through your tailbone and feel as though you're trying to almost tip the weight a little bit further toward the balls of the feet. Inner arches lifting, connecting all the way up into your mula bandha, into your pelvic floor muscles. And just taking a few moments here to find as much length in your low back as you can. Good, one more full inhale, lift the chest. On your exhale, fingertips to hips, rise all the way up to standing with a straight spine. When you get there, step the feet side by side to find Tadasana, mountain pose. Turn the hands to face forwards. Strong through your legs. Inhale deeply. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend the knees and lengthen up through your arms. Exhale, forward fold over your legs, hands to floor. Inhale to lift your chest into flat back. Exhale to step or hop back into high plank and move through your vinyasa with your breath. The exhale takes you all the way back into downward facing dog. And then on your next inhale, step your right foot between the hands and find warrior one. Reach up through your arms. Exhale, hands to floor, step back to high plank and lower. Inhale, chest forwards, cobra or up dog. Exhale, back into downward facing. Inhale, left foot between the hands, warrior one, second side, reach up through fingertips. Exhale, hands to floor, step back, find your way through your vinyasa. As you transition eventually back into your downward facing dog, taking 3 deep and full breaths there. Maybe moving your internal gaze down into your belly. Can you come back to your intention and your motivation for the practice? Can you hold it in that space? Next, inhale, soften both knees, look ahead. Step, hop or float to the top of your mat. And as you arrive there, lift the chest into flat back. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees, sweep up through the arms. Hold it there for a moment, curl under the tailbone. Another big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank. Lower down with control. Inhale, back bend, lift up. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, warrior one, step your right foot between your hands, press the mat away as you rise. Exhale, hands to floor, step back, high plank, take it through. From your down dog, on your next inhale, step left foot between the hands, warrior one, second side, reach up through fingertips. Exhale, touch down to the floor, step back into high plank, take your vinyasa. Three deep breaths in your downward facing dog. Identify a couple of things that you can do in your down dog to make it feel better in your body. Maybe you can slide the shoulders away from the ears a little more. Let go of the weight of your head. Unclench your jaw. Inhale, soften knees, look forwards. Step, hop or float to the top of your mat, and as you arrive there, lift the chest halfway. Exhale to your forward fold. Inhale, finding your way into your Utkatasana, bend the knees, sweep up through the arms. Draw the belly in. Now on your exhale, come halfway down, Ardha Utkatasana. Imagine you're making a tabletop shape with the upper body. Sit the bottom back, reach the fingertips forwards and get your chest onto your thighs if possible. Weight is still back in the heels, nice deep breaths. Inhale, lengthen out through fingertips. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor. Either staying in your forward fold for an extra couple of breaths, or maybe taking it into Bakasana, crow pose. Bring the hands flat and look forwards. As you bend the knees, you're slotting them into the backs of your armpits, hugging your elbows into center line, and then transferring the weight more toward your fingertips. As you do that, see if you can float one set of toes away from the floor, perhaps eventually both. Maybe you're starting to bring the heels in towards the bottom. Perhaps you're starting to press the mat away and straighten the arms slightly. Well done. From here, stepping, hopping, or floating back through a vinyasa, whatever works best to you today. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Full breath in, deep breath out. Let it go. Inhale, right foot between your hands, warrior one, rise up. As you exhale, start to find your way into warrior two. Split the arms. Turn your drishti toward the right fingertips as you sink low into front knee. Inhale to shoulders. Exhale to slide them down the back toward the waist. Inhale, start to straighten your right leg for triangle. Reach right fingertips forwards and start to revolve your arms all the way around. Draw the belly in and press your hips forwards. Have a sense of gently rolling the upper body back, bringing the spine into one plane. Left fingertips stretch up toward the ceiling. Take one more full breath into the center of your heart space. And then exhale, look down and spiral your hands either side of your front foot. Come onto the ball of your back foot and step it in to find your pyramid stance. Both feet are flat, all 10 toes point straight ahead. Right hand to low back, inhale, lengthen your left arm out in front of you. Grow long through the crown of your head, and then on your exhale, either bring your left hand to right shin or your fingertips down to the floor if you can reach. Pressing the floor or the shin away to lift through the spine and then exhale to twist. Option to stretch your right arm up toward the ceiling too. Keep the inner thighs squeezing into center line to stabilize you. Keep pressing the mat away with the sole of your front foot. Inhale, reach up into top hand. Exhale, look down, hands to floor. Step back, take your vinyasa. Finding your way back into downward facing dog, relax the neck, maybe close the eyes for a moment. Inhale, warrior one, second side, left foot between the hands, rise all the way up. Sink down into the front knee, and then split the arms and open out into warrior two. Move your gaze toward the left fingertips, press through the outer edge of the back foot. Inhale, straighten the front leg, triangle, reach the left fingertips forwards and begin to revolve the arms all the way around. Move your gaze all the way up to the top thumb so that you can really start to work on revolving the heart space up to the sky. On your exhale, belly button draws in. So avoiding flaring the ribs out of the torso. Relax your shoulders. Inhale, reach up into right hand. Exhale, spiral right hand down to the floor. Step the back foot in a little way. Find your pyramid legs. Both feet flat or 10 toes point ahead. Inhale, left hand to low back this time. Right arm reaches out in front. Stretch into your fingertips and then take right hand either to left shin or fingertips to the outer edge of the front foot. Have a moment once more just to try and find more length. And then on the exhale, twisting through the body, reaching up through the left fingertips and squeezing inner thighs together here. Stay with your breath. Can you still hear yourself breathing? Unclench your jaw. One final inhale as you look up. Exhale, hands touch down to the mat. Step back into your high plank. Find your way through your vinyasa at your own pace. Taking yourself back into downward facing dog. Full breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. Can you still hear yourself breathing? Inhale, right foot between your hands, warrior two. Spin the back heel down to the floor and make your way all the way up. Reach through your fingertips and look towards your right hand. Reverse warrior, flip right palm to sky, reach forwards. Right arm beside the ear, left hand wraps behind the low back. Inhale, sink a little deeper into front knee. Exhale, reach through the right hand a little further to find more space in the side rib cage. One more big breath in. Exhale, side angle, right forearm to thigh, left arm alongside your ear. Now take whatever variation here you fancy today. It might be right fingertips to floor. It could be that you're finding a bind. If you're binding and you want to take bird of paradise, look down toward the front foot and take your left foot all the way alongside. It might be one hop, it might be a few. From there, find your focus point for your gaze. Take the weight into your left foot and start to lift the right leg all the way up and away from the floor. As you rise up, there might be space for you to start to extend out through the right leg, pointing through the toes or flexing through the foot. If you've got your bird of paradise, gently bring the right foot down to the floor with as much control as you can. Step your left foot back and we'll meet our neighbors in side angle. Inhale, look under the left armpit to open your chest. Exhale, spiral your hands down to the mat, lower the back knee down to the floor, and inhale to low lunge, reach up through your arms. Take a moment here, squeeze into your glutes and sink down into the front knee a little bit further. Let's take a side stretch to open up the side body. Right hand to right hip, inhale, stretch up through the left fingertips and start to take your side stretch toward the right. Now breathe all the way down into your left hip flexor here. Relax your jaw. Keep squeezing the bottom. One more big breath in. Now exhale, hook your left elbow over the right knee to twist. Hands pressed together, prayer at heart center. Start to revolve. If you're coming deeper today, please feel free to curl under back toes and lift the left knee away from the floor. You're welcome to play around with a bind here if that also feels good for you. Right hand will come behind the back and the left fingertips will move under the front thigh. Get that breath all the way into your belly. Well done. Look down, take your hands to the floor, step back into your high plank and move through your vinyasa with your breath. From your down dog, with control, lower both elbows toward the floor at the same time. Walk those elbows a little bit closer to one another Maybe you're interlacing the fingers here, finding your way into dolphin once more. Walk your toes in a little closer toward your elbows and stretch your right leg high. Now you're either reaching up through the right toes, or maybe you're transferring the weight forwards and starting to work your way into a little forearm stand. If the right leg is lifted, gently lowering it down to the floor, step back, find downward facing dog. Inhale, full breath out. Second side, inhale, left foot between your hands, warrior two. Ground the back heel, sweep the arms all the way up and around. As you reach your fingertips away, sink low into your front knee and look toward your left hand. Inhale, flip left palm to sky. Reverse your warrior. Perhaps you're wrapping right hand behind low back. Encouraging that front knee to roll outwards, a bit of an external rotation through the front thigh. Breathe into your side body. And then use the next inhale to draw you all the way up. Find side angle. Left forearm to thigh, right arm alongside your ear. Get that kind of integrity in the upper body, revolving chest to sky, and then start to make your way deeper if you wish. Maybe left fingertips to floor. Maybe you're finding your way into your bind here. Keep using the power of your legs to press the mat away. Option to move into bird of paradise if you did on the first side, looking forwards, hopping the feet side by side and taking the weight into your right foot to lift your left toes away from the floor. If you're rising up, then your left leg can extend. That works for you, not for me today. And then gently coming down if you're in your bird of paradise, meeting our neighbors. Back in side angle. Exhale, look down to the floor. Hands touch down to the mat, lower the back knee. Inhale, low lunge, stretch up through your arms. Squeeze into your butt, sink a little bit lower into the front knee and breathe into your right hip flexor. Soften your shoulders. Inhale, left hand, left hip. Right fingertips reach up, out and over to the left side. Open into your side body and drink in that gorgeous stretch. Inhale, come up. Exhale to twist, right elbow over left knee. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. If you're moving deeper, curl under back toes to lift the right knee away. Stay with your breath here. If you're wobbly, back knee can lower, it's no problem at all. Think about lengthening through the crown, drawing in the belly. One more full breath in, maybe you're gazing over left shoulder. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor, step back into your high plank, take it through your vinyasa, meet me back in down dog. Using that vinyasa to wipe the slate of your mind completely clear. Big breath in. Exhale, simultaneously lowering both elbows to the floor. Remember to walk those elbows a little bit closer to one another. You're either interlacing the fingers or pressing your forearms down into the mat. Do what works for you. Option to walk the toes in a little closer to the elbows, butt goes high. Option to stretch your left foot up toward the ceiling. Either pausing there in your one-leg dolphin or maybe starting to take a little hop or two. See if you can find your way toward a forearm balance. Pressing down through the elbows. Legs are active and strong. Good, lower left foot down to the floor. Come back onto your hands, downward facing dog. Really nice work. Big sigh out through the mouth, let it go. And then gently walk your hands back towards your feet. Find a little forward fold at the back of your mat. Ragdoll it from here. So hold on to opposite elbows and just sway from left to right. Let the weight of your upper body hang forwards. Let your neck go, let your head go. And then finding some stillness, release any grip that you have over the elbows and take a slow, steady spinal roll all the way up to standing. Head arrives last, roll the shoulders back and together as you reach the top. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, sigh it out. Good job. Step the feet side by side. Let's interlace the hands behind the back, moving into a warrior 3 variation. So just have a moment to roll the shoulders back and reach out through the hands. So keeping this open chest really helps with the balance in warrior 3. So when you're ready, the right foot will step forwards. And as you transfer the weight into your right foot, lift your left toes away from the floor. You can keep a mini bend in your standing knee just to stabilize you here. Body comes down, back leg lifts. One more big inhale. Now as you exhale, draw your left knee to the chest, coming all the way up to standing on your right leg. And let's twist. Right hand to left knee, left arm reaches out behind you. You can take hold of the outer edge of the left foot if that feels good for you and stretch it forwards. But just do what feels right. If you're just feeling a little shaky, a little wobbly today, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry. Stay with it, stay with your breath. Trust in the process. Inhale, facing forwards, draw the left knee into your chest. Begin to soften into your standing knee. Let's move into Utkatasana variation. So if possible, taking the left ankle across the right thigh as you reach your arms forwards. And you can either stay here and breathe nice and deeply in your Utkatasana, or you can start to reach your fingertips down to the floor. So finding your way towards a little bit of a forward fold here. And it might be that you want to just stay here and drink in that gorgeous stretch for the outer left hip. If you want to start to move in the direction of flying pigeon, I want you to bring the palms of your hands down flat to the floor. So bend into the standing knee if needed. Now this left shin is going to rest onto the back of the upper arms, and my left toes here are going to wrap around the outer edge of my right arm. As with any arm balance, really important to look forwards. And then as I move the weight into the hands, I might be able to start to lift that right foot away from the floor and then eventually reach through the toes. Have a little bit of a play. Good. And then let's find our way back into our forward fold. Press the mat away with the right foot, rise all the way up into our chair variation. And simply take the left foot down alongside the right. Big sigh out through the mouth. Let it go. Okay, second side, let's come straight into it. Step to the back of the mat, interlace the hands behind you, roll shoulders from ears. Clear your mind with a big inhale. Step your left foot forwards. Transfer the weight into your front foot and lift your right toes away. Take your time. Try and get your breath louder than your thoughts here. Next inhale, draw the right knee to the chest. Stand all the way up on the left leg. Left hand to right knee, right arm reaches out behind to twist. If you took hold of outer edge of the foot on the first side, oh gosh, I can't balance today, and pressed it forwards, you're welcome to take it here as well. Again, just embrace the wobbles if that's where you're at today. Certainly where I am. Well done. Turn your torso to face forwards. Take your right ankle over your left thigh. Sit down into that standing leg and reach your arms forwards into Utkatasana. Deep breath in. Exhale into your forward fold, fingertips toward the floor. Breathe into that gorgeous stretch for the outer right hip. If you're pausing here today, that's good, stay as you are. If you're moving in the direction of your flying pigeon, hands come down to the floor. So remember, this right shin is going to come onto the back of the upper arms. I'm almost snuggling my right knee into my right armpit, and I'm definitely hooking my right toes around the outer edge of the left arm. So finding chaturanga arms, keeping the butt high, transferring weight forwards, and maybe seeing if the left toes can lift away from the floor. If only for a couple of seconds, that's fine. Keep breathing. Good. And then take the sole of the left foot back to the floor, walking back toward your forward fold and slowly pressing the mat away to rise up, finding our way back into Utkatasana variation before lowering right foot to floor. Big sigh out through the mouth, arms down by the side body. Just give yourself a moment here. Step to the top of your mat. Nice big breath in. Exhale, step your right foot toward the back of your mat to find Prasarita stance. So the left toes turn in, the arms reach up alongside the ears, and on your exhale, take it into a fold. Reaching your fingertips down toward the mat. If the hands come flat to the floor, walk your fingertips back in line with your toes, and then tilting the weight forwards into the balls of the feet. Let the crown of the head hang heavy, and maybe you're squeezing the elbows into the center line. If you want to take it up into tripod headstand, you're welcome. Otherwise, staying with your Prasarita and staying with your breath. Just taking a couple more full inhales, maybe big sighs out through the mouth on your exhale. Get that rush of blood down to the head. Feel that gorgeous opening for the low back. Good job. Inhale, lift the chest, look forwards. Let's start to flip our fingertips to face the wall behind us. Walk the hands a little bit further back, so almost creating a little slide with our arms. Come onto the heels. Whoop. And then see if you can take your bottom all the way down to the floor. Well done. Yes, lovely. So just staying in your straddle for now. Kneecaps facing the ceiling, flexing through the toes. Take your fingertips to the mat in front of you and take a nice deep inhale to center of chest, lengthen forwards. Now on your out breath, starting to allow the torso to descend a little deeper toward the floor. Maybe you're walking your hands a little further away. Perhaps eventually your forehead comes all the way down to the mat, or perhaps even the center of your chest. But close off your eyes as you start to move into this posture. Unclench your jaw and just sink the shoulders back and away from your ears. Take a few moments just to reconnect with a deeper breath, to check in with where you're at, both physically but also mentally as well. What kind of thoughts are moving through your mind today? What kind of mood are you in? Can you come back to that space of clarity and that sense of trusting in the process? Take one more full inhale, and then exhale, begin to walk the hands back towards you and lift up through your chest. Now, if you're in your kind of widest possible straddle, bring your legs a little bit narrower, pointing through your toes and really pulling up through the thighs as much as you can. I'll mirror you here. So take your hands either side of your right leg, squeeze the elbows into the side waist, and I want you to hinge forwards over your right leg. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, press your palms into the floor. See if you can lift your bottom away. Good. Now really squeeze the tummy in. See if you can lift right heel away from the mat. Float it just an inch or so. Good. Lower it down. See if you can lift the left. Well done. See if you can lift both. It's not happening for me today. And then coming all the way down. Well done. Have a little moment. Give the arms a good shake out. If it felt really tricky this morning, maybe just try taking the stance a little bit narrower. Hands either side of the left leg this time. Hug elbows to sideways. Point through the toes. Big inhale. Exhale. Press the mat away with the palms. Lift up through the bottom. Doesn't have to be super high. Just an inch or so will do. Draw in the belly. Now see if you can lift left heel away. Good. See if you can lift right heel away. Well done. See if you can lift both. Well done. And then come all the way down. Excellent work. Take a little roll out of the shoulders. Let it go. Excellent work. So bend your left knee and tuck your left heel into the outer hip. Start to draw the right knee towards you and take hold of the outer edges of the right foot. I'll come sideways on here actually. So nice big breath in, get your chest and thigh in contact, and then begin to press through the right heel and lengthen out through the back of your right leg. Doesn't have to be poker straight here, just working with where you're at today. Keep the shoulders sliding down the back. Stay with your breath. Well done. Gently start to release straight to the second side. So now tuck the right heel into outer left hip. Take hold of the outer edges of the left foot and press it forwards. So there's this sense of trying to almost slide the front of your chest up the left thigh. And then as you press through the heel, the back of the leg straightens a little more. Soften the jaw. 2 more breaths here. Nice work. Gently start to release. Stretch your legs out in front. Give them a little bit of a shake around. So we'll just have a little bit of a play around with compass and maybe have a little play around with elephant after that. So we'll draw the left knee in toward the chest, taking hold of the sole of the foot, the outer knee, and just starting to take that sway from left to right and open up through the hip. Good. Start to find your way to stillness. Sole of the foot faces forward. Again, hold on to the outer edge of the foot. Start to stretch it forwards, and then on your exhale, armpit. Twice more like that. So inhale, stretch forwards. Exhale, bend your knee, draw back. One more time. Inhale, send it forwards. Exhale, bend your knee, draw it back. Now keep drawing it back as far as you can. Take hold of your right heel with the left hand and start to slide your right shoulder underneath the knee as far as possible. So almost like you're putting your leg on like a backpack. Once you've done that, bring your right hand down to the floor. Change the grip on the right foot, so reach, hold on to the outer edge, and then start to press foot into hand, and maybe as you lengthen out through the side waist, you can start to turn your gaze underneath the right armpit. Well done, really beautiful, great postures. Take one more big inhale, and exhale, bend the right knee. Now keep your right arm as it is. Make sure the palm of the hand is on the floor. And the only way to describe this well is to kind of create a clamp. So I want you to flex your right foot and feel like you're energetically drawing the heel down toward the floor. So you're squeezing the top of the upper arm. Take the left hand down to the floor alongside you, flex through your left toes, look forwards, big inhale. Like we did in our Mula Bandha checkup, press through the hand, see if you can lift your butt away from the floor. It might just be a centimeter or an inch. Maybe you can float your heel away as well. Good. Lovely, really nice. And gently release down. Excellent, well done. Give the leg a good old shake. Okay, second side and we'll take it down. So this time it's the left knee that draws in. holding on to the outer edge of the foot, the knee, and taking your little rock left to right. So just easing out the hip. From there, finding your way into stillness, take hold of the outer edges of the foot again. Inhale, stretch it forwards, and exhale, bend your knee and see if you can snuggle it underneath your armpit. Take it back. Twice more. Inhale, reach the foot forwards. Exhale, bend your knee, take it back underneath the armpit. One more time. Inhale, stretch ahead. Exhale, bend your knee, draw it back and under. Good. Keep it going as far back as you can. Now from here, taking hold of your left heel with right hand and then starting to snuggle your left shoulder as far under the knee as possible. Think about putting on your leg like a backpack, and once you've got it there, take your left hand down to the floor. Change the grip so your right hand reaches for the outer edge of the left foot, and then you're starting to press foot to hand, and eventually maybe looking under the left armpit. The leg doesn't have to be super straight. You don't have to get all the way there today. Just breathing into it, opening up through the side body. 3, 2, and 1. Bending into left knee. Now keep your leg as it is. Bring the palm of your left hand flat to the floor. Let's take our little elephant pose on the second side. Right hand comes alongside the hip as well. So remember, we want to squeeze the top of the left upper arm with the right leg. So there's that clamping action downwards. Take a nice big inhale. Press through the palm. See if you can float the butt away. It might just be a centimetre or 2. Yes, and then see if you can start to float the right heel away. Okay. Draw the tummy in. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Let go. Shake it out, shake it out. Nice big sigh of relief. Take the feet to the top of the mat and scoot your bottom to the heels. Inhale, arms reach out in front, and exhale, roll yourself all the way down onto your back. When you get there, give yourself a well-deserved little hug of the knees to chest and a rock side to side. Start to bring it down. If it feels good for you, 3 big inhales through the nose, sighs out through the mouth. Well done. Find your way to stillness. Keep the right knee drawing in towards you. Stretch your left leg out along the floor, supine twist. Use your left hand to guide your right knee across the body and stretch your right arm out alongside you. Anchor down through the backs of your shoulders. Soften through your belly. And start to let go. Let go of controlling the breath. Inhale, come back up to the top, switch your side, so left knee into the chest, right leg stretches away. Use your right hand this time to guide the left knee across your body, stretching the left arm out alongside your shoulder, and then softening into your tummy. And finding that gorgeous twist, that really lovely release. Let gravity do the work here. No more real effort required. Use the length of your inhale to rise back up to the top. Start to find your way into Shavasana. So if there's any discomfort in your low back, then feel free to take the soles of the feet together and knees wide, or vice versa. You could always lengthen your legs out along the floor. Have the arms alongside you or the hands on the body. Take as much time as you need to move into that comfortable space. Close your eyes and simply let go. If you've got more time for your Shavasana today, then I welcome you to stay here, soak it up as long as you possibly can. But if you know that you do need to be making your way, then just start with drawing awareness into your hands and your feet. And eventually, maybe you're taking some small movements back into the fingertips and into the toes. And eventually, when it feels right, have a nice full body stretch. Lift the arms above the head, stretch your legs out along the floor. When you're ready, knees to chest, rock yourself to one side, pause there, taking that fetal position for a final moment. Come back to your intention. Soak in all the goodness of your practice and acknowledge everything that you've achieved today. And in your own time, finding your way up into a nice, comfortable seat. As you arrive there, bring the hands to prayer. You can keep the eyes closed, just bow chin to chest. Have a moment to seal in the energy of this practice, all of the hard work that you've put in. And let's close today with the sound of Om. If you'd like to join, nice big breath in through your nose. Om. With gratitude to each of you for arriving with me today, bring your prayer hands up to the space between your eyebrows, lengthen nice and tall. Peace in your thoughts. Prayer hands in front of your lips. Peace in your words and in front of your heart. Peace in your actions. Namaste, everybody.